Calob Ramirez joining us. Sir, heard at WFC 106. It's going to be one more amateur run, a title on the line, taking on Joey McKay. You keep trying to leave this this portion of your career behind, but they keep throwing these offers at you, pulling you back to the amateurs. Tell us about why it's one more amateur fight.
Well, since I lost that last fight by decision, I just kind of want to sharpen some more tools and really just become a better fighter before I make it count, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it all counts, but I really want to make, you know, just a few more adjustments before I step into the pro circuit. So, but they offered me the title fight. I was planning on looking for a pro fight anyways. I was like, let's just, you know, see what's out there for that. But then Matt McGovern hit me up from WFC and he was like, hey man, you want to fight for this title? And I was like, well, let's do it. Let's rock and roll, you know, go get a strap before I go pro and then just move onward and upwards.
So it was, the opportunity was the incentive to take the fight?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where it was like, it was just a great opportunity, so I was like, I might as well, you know, can't hurt nothing. So just get, you know, get more experience. So.
And what did you take away from the last fight? Short notice, what was that? Days. It was days notice when they were trained. Right?
Yeah, well, because I was training for a different opponent, and then I think he got hurt, I can't remember. Yeah, he got hurt, and then another guy stepped up to take his place, and big props to him for stepping up. You know, he just got here into Albuquerque, so he wasn't used to elevation just quite yet. But he, you know, he fought a good fight, and he's a great wrestler, and that's one thing I had to work on. You know, I've always been working on it. I'm not like a phenomenal top-level wrestler, but I got good takedown defense. So it was just kind of like a stalemate. You know, once he did get me down, it just held me there. So now I'm like, okay, what can we do from there? You know, so it's just always a learning game. You know, always an experience. Like, okay, I learned from there. Time to move on. Time to move on. You know, don't get stuck with all that stuff.
Any adjustments, or I guess more devotion towards the wrestling game than here in these last couple months?
Oh yeah, just a lot of working with my hips and involving my feet a little more often instead of standing there and trying to bang. Just move around. You know, be light on my feet a little more.
And how important is repetition?
Oh, reps are the most important, man. Just drill, drill, drill. That's what gets you better.
And now looking at this fight, another guy that's going to want to take you to the ground is what everybody's saying about Joey, but it's not the same thing. He's got 6 of his 7 wins by submission. It looks like he's going to be attacking. What do you think of this challenge ahead?
Oh, I'm ready for it. You know, whatever he's going to bring to the table, like it's nothing I haven't experienced before. So I just hope that it's going to be a great fight. To be totally honest, I really don't have any expectations left or right. You know, he wants to take me down, you know, that's fine. We can play wherever, you know what I mean? I practice with some high-level dudes, and it's, like I said, it's nothing I haven't seen before, but I'm not saying he isn't special or isn't great or anything like that. He got the title fight for a reason. You know, I'm just ready to go in there and put on a good show and be fight of the night and just be exciting and do what I do best. I'm not going to worry about what he's going to do. I'm just going to worry about what I got to do.
And tell us about that. What's on your mind? What do you got to do to be successful? What do you got to do to feel that you had the performance you wanted to versus what happened in the last fight where you walked away not satisfied with how the fight went?
Well, to be honest, it's just be myself more. You know, I was a little bit in my head for that fight. I wasn't feeling all that great, and I just kind of let it get to me rather than previous fights. If I let it, you know, I'd feel a little sick. I'm like, whatever, let's just go rock and roll, do it anyways. That night I was just a little in my head too much, so been focusing more on, you know, finding my center and being more focused.
Go a little more into it. What have you been doing? How you've been able to achieve that?
I would say a lot of hot yoga definitely helps, because when you're in there you have to focus on your breath. It's a million degrees in there and you're stretching in different positions and holding. So I would say that it's, you know, just focusing on my mental part of the game, because the physical will always be there. I'll always show up, and I always rock and roll. So I've just been able to, during, before, and after training, just finding my mental center and focus always. Trying to stay mentally cool. So I think that's practice of all sorts. No matter what I'm doing, I'm just like, okay, I need to stay focused. So that's what I've been doing.
And what's the first step to identifying that issue and being able to resolve it? Because we know a lot of people, just in general, that's the biggest challenge, is getting past that negativity in between your ears.
Just realizing that it's normal and that everything that you're doing is normal, because like us as human beings, our natural imperative is to be safe, is to stay alive, eat food, make children, and move forward and make another generation. Like, that's natural. So when we do something like fighting, it's unnatural. We're not built for this. You ask a lion, what they do is like, it's natural. They go and they kill and they eat. But that's, for us as human beings, is we have to conjure up the courage to do these things rather than rather than a wild animal. So when you're going in there, you have to just stay cool and collect and know that everything that's going on inside your mind is normal. Your palms get sweaty, your stomach starts to hurt, all this stuff is just natural. Your body's shutting off all the stuff it doesn't need so it can feed the blood flow to your organs and your brain. And so once you understand that, then you can better perform, because you're not worried about those things. You know what I mean?
And how do you take these lessons? How do you take this mental side of the game as you're taking it up a level and put it into use on fight night when that pressure comes in?
I feel like every night's fight night, you know what I mean? Whenever I come and train. So I try to apply all these things I've been doing, all these mental practices and physical practices, and just allow myself to just be in the moment and not be worried about it, you know what I mean? So like when I'm in here, I'm like, okay, it's the same thing as going and fighting in front of 1,000 people, or 10,000, or whatever it might be one day. I just allow myself to be in the moment, and that's when I'm in the moment in the gym. I'm in the moment in the ring, in the cage, or wherever. So that's just how I apply it. I just allow myself to be me and not worry about things.
You mentioned the hot yoga. We know you. There's tons of things always going on with Calob Ramirez. What else is new with you, sir?
Well, I've just been working a lot, to be honest, and just trying to look into new adventures. I'd like to start getting into some sort of acting or television. Would be fun. I'm looking into these things, but this last portion of my life between this fight and the last one, and I've just been focused on my camp and I bought a dirt bike, stuff like that. It's like I'm gonna go rip around this summer. I bought a new little couple toys to go play with, and get to see those soon on the internet. But yeah, to be honest, I'm just keep my eyes open for anything that looks fun. Someone's like, hey, let's go jump out of an airplane. I'm like, all right, cool. I just whatever's clever, man. I'm just more fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy. If it sounds good, looks like, yeah, well, sure, I'll try it. Why not? But when things start looking more up for me financially, rather than being in fight camp constantly, you start seeing me build some hot rods and take my bike and customize it, things like that. That's what I'm gonna start doing. But I'll do it myself. I'm not gonna pay somebody, hey, do that for me. No. I'm gonna do it.
And then where did this possibility, this inspiration to look into staying in front of the camera go? How did that come up?
I've always been like a big movie buff. I like to watch movies, and grew up, watching all those kinds of martial arts movies, things like that. So I always thought it would be so fun to be, in a movie and be able to do stunts, and it seems exciting to me. So I've always just thought that was so cool. Watching Jackie Chan, how he was always like a big, action sports or action guy, and how he was like the guy who put everything together. So I just thought that was so cool. It just seemed like so much fun.
Awesome, sir. We got a last message for everybody out there in Reno, Nevada, why they got to be at WFC 106.
Oh, you don't want to miss this one. I'm gonna put it all on the line. I'm gonna go out there and just put on a great show. So I never have a dull fight. So come out there, check it out, and you know, support your local fighters. You know, all your people from Reno, come out, check them out, and everybody who's coming from far distances like myself, you know, come show your support, you know, show your love, you know. Win, lose, or draw, you know, no matter who's out there, who's going to be the fighter that you're supporting, you know, support both of them, you know. Don't go yelling at each other like, oh, you suck, you know. I mean, just go out there and have a good time, you know, and enjoy the fact that it's martial arts. Martial arts traditionally is a good thing, and it's a good practice, keeps you centered, and most of the time there's quite a few good people that do it, you know. But just come out there, have a good time, and support everybody, you know, show your love, you know. Shake everybody's hand, and, you know, just, you know, just be there, you know. Don't, you know, I've been to many shows where people are kind of like screaming at each other and want to get in fights in the crowd. Don't do that, you know. You know, just show your support to your peoples, you know. Don't be fighting each other. It's stupid. Anyways, but yeah, come out, have a good time. I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
And do you have anybody else you need to thank or shout out to?
Oh, of course. Native American fighter. Who's a bunch of camera? There's a little watch here. Done Right Rosin. Damage Control mouth guards. Brad Maestas, the chiropractor here at Latrell MMA. Obviously Latrell MMA, all my coaches, all my teammates and sparring partners. My family, of course. My Carnage family back home. And I have a water sponsor here, the Hydrogen Water Company. They're pretty awesome.
For those of us that follow Caleb along on social media, the other day I saw you doing something really cool. It looked like you were playing a video game here at the gym, possibly a bunch of scientists around you. What was going on exactly?
That's mental training with Dr. Roman Velasquez out of El Paso. Him and his son come out here from El Paso every weekend. They help me and the team here at Latrell MMA with our cognitive function, hand-eye coordination, all that fun stuff. It's very challenging, but very fun at the same time.
Can you describe what was going on in some of those activities that we saw your videos online?
Yeah, you have like 4 targets. These like look like tennis balls that are on the screen. There's four just like ghost targets. You have to keep track of them. They light up at first, and then it moves around, and you have these glasses that are different colors. That's what really throws you off. So you have to keep track of where the balls go. And once they stop, then you have to like call them out. And then another one is we do like a lot of hand-eye coordination, moving your head, moving your feet. You wear these glasses that like throw things off, so they kind of flash, like they shade. So like different speeds. So sometimes we'll be throwing stuff at you and having to move around. And yeah, it's very difficult. You know, a lot of things like trying to catch 2 things at once and throw them, and just it's very challenging.
So what does a brain exercise feel like?
It feels like trying to do some sort of a test at school or something. You know, you feel like okay, well, this is going okay. What's that answer? What's that answer? You're like constantly looking for an answer. Like, so it feels like you feel the brain working hard. You know, it feels like trying to take a test, if you want to call it anything.
And how do you feel it's helped?
To be honest, I feel like my hand-eye coordination is better. I'm able to move around and see things coming a little better. It's not magic, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this, you know, but it is amazing, and it does help like immensely. I would say that I'm able to just see things coming a little better, and I can watch people's movement and be more focused. As I'm staring at the center, just like I'm watching all the balls move around. And it's the same thing as watching the 2 hands and the 2 feet. You have 4 targets, you know, or elbows or whatever, but you're just keeping focused in the center, and all these targets are moving around, and you're able to like track them and watch where they're going without having to like take your focus away too much.
And how do you feel this has added to your mental preparation side?
Oh, hugely, because you feel more confident just in general, just because you're working your mind and not just your hands and your feet. You know, you feel much more confident in what you are practicing. You know, it's not just one thing. You're just adding another tool to the tool belt. So when you're on the job, you got the right tool for the right job, you're going to get the job done even easier and better.